Everybody, we're back at Nobby's Beach and look, just in time for sunrise. How about that? Hi Tish, great to see you. Do you know, I just tested my horizon against a level object 2 seconds ago and now it looks like I'm wonky. Am I wonky? Is that horizon? That horizon's wonky, isn't it?
The Earth is not flat.
The Earth isn't flat. All right, okay, I'm just going to keep walking. It looks like most of you have left. Not much I can do about that. I don't know why it's hanging and I can still see all your comments, but I'm going to keep going. And with any luck, we'll have a recording of it all when I finish, but we'll just keep walking along Macquarie Pier and we can all we can all catch up later, maybe. Okay, so back to what we were talking about. It's an absolutely gorgeous morning. It's cold. We can hear crows. Hi Laurie. I can see that there are 5 people on now. Are you all here? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Those that stuck around and were patient. Tish, looks like you're seeing things live. I could see all of your comments. I was watching the entire conversation, everybody. So you were all saying that you'd lost me, but I was watching the entire conversation. Lynn, thank you for sending me a message. I took a screenshot where you said that you sent me a message. And it's very hard. No idea, Tish. We lost the signal, but I was still seeing all the comments come through. So I'm glad you're all here still. How lucky am I to have such a patient audience that hangs around and waits for me? And welcome. Here, look, let's turn this around. So good morning, everybody. Here, look, there's Richard behind me. He's trying to figure out what's going on. I'm not sure if his stream that he's watching is the same one as you guys are watching. I think he might be a little bit behind.
You mean I could have stayed home and watched this?
Yeah, you could have stayed home and watched this. Anyway, we'll say all that again. I'm dictating, so that's why I spelled it wrong. You both look so cute. We're cold. It's 6 degrees, which is, I know that's warm in some parts of the Northern Hemisphere, but we're actually cold. Look at all these crows. They're having a little crow fest. Is it a murder of crows? Well, there's a murder going on. Look at them all. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 crows, 9, including the one sitting up there on the stick over there. And now they're all, they're taking off. Where's the murder going to happen now? I'm sorry I lost you all. I don't know what happened there. This is normally pretty reliable for signal here. But anyway, we're back and we're happy. I'm really curious about the driftwood along this section of the beach here. This is a dog off-leash beach. So you get lots of people coming down and walking their dogs, and they all happily swim in the water. I can see 3 dogs over there happily playing at the moment. So yeah, it's a wonderful dog off-leash area. I would like to send you some warmth. It's 31 degrees here. Oh, Jay. We spend the entire summer complaining how hot it is, and now we're complaining how cold it is. I'll happily share your warmth with you. If we even out the score, I think we'll both be very comfortable. It is gorgeous driftwood, isn't it, Tish? It's all remnant from the storms that we've had, and it's all ended up washed up here, come down the river, washed up here on this beach here. Bit of a chill in the air, in the wind. when I came out this morning, I wasn't expecting there to be any wind at all, but it's blowing up a bit of a chilly breeze at the moment. Her feet would be cold. All right, so I was telling you all about Macquarie Pier when I wasn't available for you to hear me. Most of you have heard the story before, but basically this hill that we're approaching is what's called Nobby's Headland, and it started out as an island when the colonisers arrived, when the British arrived. They discovered that there was coal here, and they also discovered that this river led to further or bigger coal deposits, and it became identified as a useful harbour. But to make it safe for the ships to enter, they changed the landscape by constructing a breakwater and connecting the island to the mainland. Here we go, there's a couple of doggos having a little bit of fun down there. It's lovely, Sarah. I'm trying not to look directly at it though. It's quite bright looking straight in that direction. So this island originally was more than double its current height, which presented a visual obstacle when ships were trying to round the point to enter the river, the mouth of the river. There's a big ship just coming in. Look at it, just rounding the point up ahead. Yeah, it is a big ship. So what they did was they blasted the top of the island off. They actually, dynamite or whatever they used as explosives back in those days, they blasted the top of the island off. They wanted to demolish it completely, but in the end, environmental activists, even back then in the early 1800s, protested against the removal of the island. Hi Matthew, great to see you. Thanks for joining. You missed all the drama. We had 5 solid minutes of nothing. Everyone almost abandoned me. But thankfully, you're all very loyal and you stuck around, and I'm very grateful. So this tells a little bit about the history of the harbour. I'm trying to find on these notice boards along here, as we spot them, I'll try and find an actual artist's impression of what the island originally looked like before it was connected to the mainland. Here comes this big ship. In the main, the shipping in here are coal carriers. This is the largest coal port in at least the southern hemisphere. I think it might even be the largest coal port in the world. Richard says in the galaxy. Well, that would be true. Southern. It's accompanied by, well, at least 2 tugs, 3 tugs, probably. Well, there would be a pilot as well. Whether or not you like or don't like the coal industry, it's always very impressive still to see these ships entering and leaving the harbour. They're quite imposing. We're keeping an eye out for dolphins and seals as we walk. Matthew, send Annette a message and just let her know that we are back on. She abandoned us. She gave up on us. What did Neil say? Neil says he's back. Yeah, thanks, Matthew. Okay. So this little lookout here discusses different aspects of Nobby's. So this is not very clear, but that is the island there before it was connected. There's a better one. So that's what the island originally looked like, and then the top was blasted off once it was connected to the mainland.
Did you see the show in Newcastle?
We'll catch it on the way back. I have seen it before. I didn't see it this time. Yeah. Remind me. Is that one just there? Richard's just asking if I showed you the shelling of Newcastle. During World War II, Newcastle came under attack by the Japanese and was actually fired upon.
It went as far as Mayfield.
Yeah, there was one hit Mayfield where we live. So that's, what would you say, 7 kilometres inland from here? So there we go. That's that ship there. I'm a bit sniffly this morning, guys. I'm trying to hide it from you, but if every now and again you hear a sniffle, I apologise in advance. All right, so this one talks about I guess you call it sculpture or art, these big concrete, well, they're used to keep the sand back, I guess. But they're made to look like, see, that looks like the old Statler pencil, doesn't it? It's been painted to look like a pencil. Tish says, sniffle away, Lynn. So over in the distance there, you might be able to see the Stockton Bridge. I'll see if I can zoom in on it. It's quite a big bridge, designed for shipping to go under, but I'm not actually sure that the ship's still going that direction anymore. But that leads over to Nelson Bay, where we were house sitting the year before last. So it's about an hour from here to Nelson Bay. No, 45 minutes. And you cross that bridge to get there. So for those of you who remember when we were doing tours in the Port Stephens and Nelson Bay area, that's the bridge that you take to get up to Nelson Bay. All right, so that sun is quite blinding now. Richard's going to be our scout. He's going to be our lookout. If we spot any dolphins, and on the rare occasionally you might see seals along the breakwater, not unheard of. He's going to be the one to let us know should anything like that appear. And here we are looking back towards Newcastle, the city itself. Oof, cold forehead. So Neil, we'll be back in relaxation territory. I was sorry to hear that you were going to miss out on a nice relaxing tour. I'm glad you were able to come back. So once we get past Nobby's Head itself, we'll be out on the actual breakwater. And we haven't done it many times before, but it's worth going all the way out. There's some interesting artworks right at the very end. This time we're not going to walk down onto the beach. We did lose our signal the last time we tried that, and I took a fall there. Some of you might remember I did a spectacular dive trying to come back up onto the boardwalk from the beach last time. All right, so here's an illustration. You're starting to relax. Oh, I'm glad. That's good. Here's an illustration of the, what does it say? Protecting the port. Let me see. What does this one show again? Possible shipping paths taken by ships prior to 1818. Okay, yeah. So, here's Nobby's here. So, before Nobby's was connected, ships might have gone through that way, which was quite treacherous because of the rocks through there. Now you have to go all the way around and along the channel that way. Sorry guys, definitely got winter nose. And from here we can get a good view of Stockton Beach across the other side of the channel, across the other side of the river. So over there, that's Stockton. We're right beneath Nobby's Head now, so there's a lighthouse up there. There's also a there's a what do you call it? A live-in art centre up there. So you can, artists in residence. You can actually, that's that big ship making himself heard. You can actually take a day, a couple of days a week artist residency up there. There's a gallery up there, I believe, as well, and it's open on weekends, but it's a very steep driveway. The only way up is by walking. So we haven't tackled it. I'm not sure if I'm able. Richard probably can, but I'm not sure if I'm able to do that. But the good news is that we've taken up a membership of a local indoor pool. And they have aqua aerobics classes, which I haven't started yet. But I've started up the pool walking again. So right here, there's a description of the geology of the Nobby's Head. It talks about the layers. Up there you've got coal layers, you've got volcanic tuff, which is the ash that's compressed to form rock. And this is the description of that here. So there's also a basalt dike, which apparently can be seen, but I haven't actually succeeded in identifying that as yet. So if I ever succeed in spotting that, I'll be sure to point that out to you. But round this side, I think you get a better view, maybe, of those rock layers for anyone who's interested in that sort of thing.